All right, guys, it's August 2022. As you know, the real estate market is in a shift. So we're finding that, homes that were sort of subpar used to be on the market and could sell for asking or even above asking. We're not having that situation anymore. So what I'm here to do today is give you 12 budget-friendly improvements that you can do on your home to make sure you're getting the maximum price when you put it on the market. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Andy Moss, the TreeTop Group over at Keller Williams. I help sellers make pre-listing improvements to get the most amount of value out of their house. I also help buyers find that diamond in the rough so that they can build as much equity as possible. Put out videos every single week. If you find value out of these videos, please go ahead and like and subscribe down below and be on the watch for more videos every week. All right, so let's dive right into those 12 budget-friendly improvements that you can make before listing your house to make sure that you get top dollar. Number one, let's talk about exterior light fixtures. We're gonna take it from this and we're gonna change it to this. Cost is about $70 to $120 depending upon the light fixture. Pretty easy improvement. Second thing we're gonna talk about on this first tip is house numbers. So we're gonna add a nice modern house number like this. Again, helps to really let the house stand out on the street when you first pull up to it. The other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add some flowers to the outside of the house. So all of these things can help to make an improvement on the first impression when that potential buyer pulls up. So the light fixture, about $70 to $120. The house number is probably going to cost you somewhere in the $12 to $30 range, depending upon how many numbers you have in your house. And flowers on the outside of the house are going to cost about $100. All right, number two on this list, we have repainting your kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities. So typically, to replace kitchen cabinets is going to cost you somewhere in the range of $15,000 all the way up to $30,000 depending upon the quality of the materials that you install into the kitchen. Obviously, this is not a budget-friendly improvement. What we're looking at is looking at maximize the most that we can for the money that we put in to the money that we get out. So what we're looking at here is what can we do to modernize the kitchen or bathroom so that when somebody walks into your house, they're like, whoa, this is a really nice kitchen, bathroom, whatever. We know bathrooms and kitchens sell homes. So recently did this in my house. Before and after right here, you can see major change. Took the kitchen from a really dark, closed off area to really brightening it up. We changed out the countertops as well. We did the exact same thing in our bathrooms. We changed out the poles in the drawers and the cupboards, and then we painted all of the vanities. All right, guys, number three on this list, we have replace or paint your exterior doors. So a new exterior door is a little bit on the pricey side, somewhere between $800 to $1,500, depending upon the design, whether you put a storm door on it. Having it factory painted, anything like that, which by the way I recommend doing if you are going to install a new door. The inexpensive, budget-friendly option, go out and buy a can of paint. So changing out your front door, looking something like this, is really gonna add a lot of pop to the front entrance of the house. When somebody pulls up, it kind of goes back to that item number one where we're talking about first impressions. Just make sure you sand that door down before you put the new coat of paint on, otherwise it's gonna peel. All right, guys, number four on this list, we are going to update your windows. I'm not talking about replacing old windows. That costs anywhere between $500 to $1,000 depending upon the window style. But what we are talking about is replacing the interior decorations of the windows. So if you have windows from the 1980s that look like this, we want to pull off all those old draperies and curtains, patch the holes where they were installed, and paint over that. You can either leave them naked, like you have there, or what we can do is we can go to Target or Walmart or any one of these areas that has a home decor department, buy some inexpensive draperies for about $200 and get those installed. All right, number five on this list, we have power washing. So I'll tell you, you don't know the value of a power washer until you've used it on your house. If you don't own one, you can buy one pretty inexpensively from Home Depot or Lowe's for about $120. You can also rent a pretty high-powered one, same thing from Home Depot, for about $40, $40 to $60 for the day. But what we want to take a look at is we want to take a look at patios, walkways, front stairs, anything like that where you've got some moss or anything like that growing on it. You can see the difference in these stairs right here when they were power washed, before and after. The other thing we can do is we can power wash our siding. Caveat on that, if you have old vinyl siding, chances are that power washer could actually crack the siding, and if your paint job's not relatively new, that power washer might actually strip some of the paint. So actually don't recommend power washing your siding. What I do recommend is using something like this. It's gonna turn your house into this, and you'll get rid of all of the algae and mildew growth that you have on the siding on your house. All right guys, number 6 on the list, we have refinishing or uncovering hardwood floors, or maybe even a mix of both. So if you're a homeowner like myself, you have both dogs and kids, or a combination of whatever, you know that those hardwood floors take a beating, okay? So over time, the finish on those hardwood floors is gonna start to wear down. You may even have some scratch marks or gouge marks from dogs or kids that you gotta get taken care of. So what we wanna do in any of those areas that are high traffic, that have taken a beating over the years, want to bring a company in, get those hardwood floors finished. And if you have hardwood floors underneath carpets, big game changer, major budget booster, pull up those carpets, get those hardwood floors finished. All right, number 7 on our list, we have installing a kitchen backsplash. So a kitchen backsplash is definitely something that's going to help to frame out and finish that kitchen. It's really going to add an air of elegance to your kitchen when you walk into it, okay? So some of these things we can do pretty low budget. We can either get some PVC paneling. They make it in beadboard, slat board, anything like that that you can put on. These are some DIY projects. If you've ever worked with tile before, you can use tile on it. The other option is you can hire that out. So relatively low cost. You go to a place like Thumbtack. I've used them before on my house. I've referred a bunch of clients to using Thumbtack, and they've had great success with it. So you can bring in a local handyman, get that taken care of in a day. Pretty low budget. It's going to be somewhere in the range of materials and labor, depending upon how big your kitchen is. Might be somewhere in the range of $300 to $750. Number 8 on our list, we have upgrading interior light fixtures. Okay, so nothing is going to date a house more than old light fixtures, wood paneling, popcorn ceilings, right? Screams 60s, 70s, 80s. Okay, so you take a look at lights like this, and we want to switch them out for lights like this that are going to give you a much more modern feel to the either kitchen, bathroom, wherever you're going to be doing that. Most of these lights cost somewhere in the range of $150 to $250, depending upon the style and design and overall size of it. If you feel comfortable installing them yourself, then we save there. Otherwise, we got to bring an electrician in. Usually costs about $150, $200 an hour to get the electrician in, take care of some other things as well at the same time. All right, number 9 on our list is prioritizing your landscaping. So if you have trees where the branches are touching the roof or they're growing over the windows, we want to hire a professional company, come in with a bucket truck and cut those down. Not a DIY game. Okay, but some of the other stuff, if you've got, I've seen it before where shrubs are overgrown on the stairs, they're covering windows. So the best thing to do, spend a weekend, trim all of that landscaping back, get some bags of mulch, put some mulch in the front. Again, this kind of adds to that number 1, what's that first impression when somebody first walks up to the house? What are they going to see? And what is that impression going to be? All right, number 10 on the list, we have swapping out your hardware. So hardware is kind of, think of it as like the jewelry of the house. So what you want to do is if you've got some old busted up hardware, we want to change that out for nice new finishes. Brushed nickel, oil rub bronze, even matte black are all in nowadays. So if you're changing out even some of the fixtures on your doors, you might have like some old crusty brass fixtures on the doors, changing those out to a nice shiny fixture, or something like I said, to the brushed nickel or matte black will help to will help to really give some pop. So when you walk into a bathroom, what do you see? Is it, little ducky poles or anything like that? We want to get rid of those, and we want to add in some nice new poles that are really going to be attractive to a buyer. Most of these can be purchased at Home Depot or Lowe's. You can go super high end at a place like Restoration Hardware, but if we're living on a budget, we get something at Home Depot or Lowe's that's going to be attractive to the masses. That's not going to break the budget. Usually you can get these poles for about $2 to $3 a piece, depending upon the size of it and the finish. All right, number 11 on this, we have deep cleaning your grout. So if you have any tile on your floors, whether that's the kitchen, maybe a mudroom, or in your bathrooms, we want to add some elbow grease to scrubbing that grout. Okay, so usually in these high traffic areas, you're gonna have, it might be like a white or an off-white grout, and over time, that grout starts to turn into a brown or maybe even black. Much more budget friendly is to go ahead and clean that grout as opposed to replacing the floors. So usually it's a few hours of a little bit of, heavy duty cleaner, some elbow grease. The other option is you can call in a professional cleaner. They usually charge about $100 a room, depending upon the size of the room, and you can get that done professionally. All right, last one on here is number 12. We're talking about addressing any kind of deferred maintenance. So if you have any chipping or peeling paint in hallways, in the pantry, if you got a broken pane of glass down in the basement somewhere, anything that you've been, it's been on the to-do list for the last 2 months to 2 years, we want to take care of that. These are the little things that a lot of times buyers are going to come in and they're going to say, oh, well, if this isn't fixed, what else is going on in the house that I need to be aware of? So we're trying to get to these little things that sometimes buyers will pick up on and will help to get you the top dollar for the home. All right, guys, that's it. Those are your 12 budget-friendly improvements that you can make to get the top dollar for your house when you put it on the market. If you found value out of this video, be on the lookout for weekly videos. Don't forget, go ahead and click like and subscribe to this channel, and happy selling.